Hi guys, welcome back to Faba's Fantasy Thoughts. This is part 2 of FPL prices. That's the players that I will be choosing out of the Premier League teams. Do they deserve it? Yes or no? The international break is almost finished and we are almost set and ready to go for game week 4. And it's going to be an epic one because CR7 is returning to Old Trafford. It's going to be a bumper crowd. It's going to be an entertaining game. But will he start? Or will he start on the bench? I will be drinking Coke so long. Yeah, CR7 has advised us to drink some water, but I'm not taking his advice on that. I will drink my Coca-Cola. So yeah, and we also have some Brazilian controversial. Whoa, this is some serious business, eh? Some Premier Leagues didn't release their Brazilian players, and some of the players are not gonna play. I think all of them are not gonna play. I think it's only Richarlison that's going to play, and Fred and Firmino and Fabinho, Ellison and Edison. Those players won't be playing this weekend. So if you have them in your team, put them on the bench or transfer them out. Otherwise, you're not gonna get some points out of them, and that's gonna be quite disappointing. And then we have Pele, also that went for surgery. For those who didn't know, I hope he is recovering very much well. We still want our football legends alive and well, Then they will always be at awards and so, and give them their opinion on which players are going to be the best or to reach their peak. But we hope Pele gets well soon. And then also on the other side, coming locally to the RSFL, that local like that, I just want to send a shout out to Nolene. She helped us with our certificates. I will be sharing the photo where I will be standing with her. We gave her a gift just to say thank you for helping us with our certificates for the end of year awards. Those certificates were so nice that we didn't even need to laminate. So yeah, it was so nice of her to do that for us, and we were on a tight budget, people. Wow, we were on a tight budget. We didn't even have money to do a lot of stuff, so she helped us out. And this season we said, no, you know what, we need to say thank you to her, give her something, and I will be sharing that picture during this break. And when we come back, then we do the rest of the other 10 Premiership teams, and we're going to start by Liverpool. See you guys after this. Hi guys, so we are back and we're going to tackle straight into the rest of the other teams. So we have some big teams in here, Liverpool and Manchester United, and then we have some small teams, Man City and also Spurs. Yes, they are very much small. I know I'm gonna get some hate mail of this, but I really don't care, because while they are still small, and Manchester will always be red, and in London it's currently blue there because of Chelsea winning the Champions League. So I don't see Spurs winning anytime a trophy to make London white. So yes, so let's get straight into this one. With Liverpool, I've chosen Virgil van Dijk. We know what we're gonna get with Virgil. Strong defender. He's very good in the air. In FPL terms, he goes up for the corners, which we all like. He scores goals from the corners and set pieces, so that's good. And he's always in the bonus ranking, especially Liverpool keeping a clean sheet. So that's good in that term. So he's 6.5 million. So it's kind of pricey. I just feel because of his injury last season, his price should have dropped to at least 6 million. Although injury it wasn't his fault. So Pickford wiped him out completely. And his season just went down. Liverpool's season went down also as well. So with that being said, I think in FPL terms, his price should have went at least a little bit down to 6 million at least. But his price is solid at 6.5, and he's always a starter in the Liverpool defense. That we all know, Virgil will always start. So I think that is the reason why his price is still 6.5. And he's obviously a strong defender there. He keeps them very much organized there at the back. So yes, but then we're moving on to the Brazilian player Firmino, Bobby Firmino. The guy is at 9 million. For me, I like this guy. He is overall a very good player. False 9, as they would say. But at 9 million, you expect him to always score goals and always get assists. But he doesn't really do that. He does the team player work, and in FPL terms, we don't want that. We want him in the box scoring, getting the assists, and so on. But I think his price should have dropped because of his goal scoring record. He doesn't always score goals, so and also get the assists on a consistent basis. So his price should have dropped to at least 8 million or so. And plus Jota is also there. So they're fighting for competition for the starting position. So Jota looks like a better buy than Firmino in terms of price wise. So, and Bobby's price is going down. His price is currently 8.8. So yes, Firmino, I think he's well on his way to 8 million. So that's why I say his price should have dropped at least. And then we go to someone that's consistently always scoring very much good FPL points, and that is Mohamed Salah. Salah, running down the wing, arm in a sling. I had to put that in there. But yes, Mo Salah is always consistently scoring. His price is at 12.5, and I think that is completely justified, and it's valid also. If you want big points, you get Mo Salah into your team, and he's always in the top rank. He's always in the top 5, I think, since he came to the Premier League again. So yes, no, there's no debate or doubts there. Mo Salah is always scoring and getting that FPL points for you. So that's a valid 12.5. And then we have Mane at 12 million. His current price now is at 11.9. So I don't think Mane deserves this 12 million. He's a very good player, no doubt about it, but I don't think his price at 12 million, I think it should have dropped to 11 because his season wasn't that good. And because of that, I can see his price already dropping to 11.9. So he's well on his way there. So yes, and that wraps up Liverpool's team, or Liverpool's players that I've chosen. So 2 of them are dropping, so that's a good sign. So you could easily get them into your team if you budget correctly and so on. And then we jump to the small team, Man City. And I'm going to start with Diaz, 6 million. The guy has been phenomenal last season. He was almost like the Virgil van Dijk. Great season. I think he won Defender of the Year, if I'm not mistaken. So 6 million is you always know he's going to start. Pep has this roulette thing that he always changes, but Diaz he hardly gets changed, but he does. Sometimes he got so a few times changed, but most of the time he's in the team, and at 6 million that's a good buy. to get if Man City is keeping clean sheets, Diaz is your guy. And then we have Sterling at 11 million. I don't know how this yeah, this guy's price is at 11 million. His price is now currently at 10.9, so it's dropping, and I think it should have dropped even further down because he had a bad season last season. It wasn't one of his best, and especially in terms of FPL. So I think his price should have dropped at least to 10 million, even to 9.5 million, because Sterling wasn't the Sterling that we know that we can get in FPL terms. So Sterling's price should have dropped at least to 9, as low as 9.5 million. And then we go to someone that had a bad season and to somebody that had a great season last season. And it's Mr. Foden, the left-footed player. He's at 8 million. His current price now is 7.9. It's dropping a bit, but I think his price is justified because why? If you look at how the season went last season, great. The guy was scoring goals. He was performing well. Even in the Champions League as well. He was excellent. Foden was brilliant. So 8 million is correct. That's a good price. I hope he will return because he got a smaller injury now at the moment. So if his price goes even more down, even to 7.5, and he comes back and he starts playing, surely I will put him in my team, and I think a lot of managers will look at him also as well. So yeah, even at 7.9, that's a good buy also as well for Foden. And then if we're talking Man City, we have to talk about KDB. The guy is a legend in my eyes. So he's 12 million. His current price now has dropped to 11.9. But 12 million is totally justified. He's the best player for me at Man City. I love watching KDB. He's brilliant. The balls that he gives, the assists, it's phenomenal. It's super crazy how he gets the ball to the striker on the plate. You can't miss from there. Imagine me playing in Man City, although I won't. If he came to United, I mean, even Martial will score like 20 goals, 20 plus goals, almost 30 goals, because this guy gives it to you on a plate. You just have to tap it in, basically. So KDB, phenomenal, great player. I think that 12 million says what kind of player he is. So yeah, and then we move on to a very big club, and a club that's very close to my heart, Manchester United. And we can only start by the GOAT, the best player in the world, and the greatest player ever, in my opinion, Mr. CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo. He's coming in at 12.5 million. Okay, so this guy, I mean, I don't need to say much. We all know what CR7 gives and what he can do. So now I'm actually speechless right now. That he's also back into the Manchester United team. But yeah, 12.5, I think that's justified. We're not gonna argue still there. If you wanna send me hate mail, whatever, you wanna tell me I'm biased, I don't care. But this guy is valid at 12.5, and that's a good price actually. Because you know you're gonna get goals, you're gonna get assists, you're gonna get FPL points, yeah, definitely. And then we go to Bruno Fernandes, like they say, Fernandes. 12 million. I think how he carried Manchester United through last season, brilliant. And I think that 12 million is justified. He's always in assists, goals. He's on penalties. He's on set pieces. The guy is just phenomenal. So yeah, and he is like the playmaker in Manchester United. So definitely, that 12 million, that's totally justified. And then we have Sancho coming in 9.5 million. I don't think Sancho deserves. He's coming from the Bundesliga. Yes, his assists and goals, that those stats are brilliant. But this is the Premier League, so it's gonna be totally different. His price has dropped to 9.2 million. So I think his price should have been 8.5 million. Even though he has that great stats by Dortmund, he hasn't played in the Premier League actually, so he still needs to prove himself. So I think his price should have been 8.5 million. Coming in at 9.5, that I think that is too much, and people won't so much just put you in, you know. So I think 8.5 should have been a better price for Sancho. And then we go from Sancho to another new signing. Manchester United got World Cup winner, Champions League winner, La Liga winner, Rafael Varane. The guy is phenomenal. We all know what we're gonna get with Varane. He's got speed. He's very good in the tackle, good in the air also as well. Very good defender. For all the years for Real Madrid, and I think this is a great addition to Manchester United also as well. So Rafa Varane coming in at 5.5, and I think that's a very good price to get Varane in, especially because of his accolades on in the trophies that he's won. 5.5 is a very good price. It's actually a bargain actually to get him. And he got an assist in his debut when he started for Manchester United. So if he gives that final pass or comes up for that corners and head them in, I think that's a very good price. And United look a bit stronger with him there at the back. And I think that's a very good price there. Eh? And then we go to Newcastle. And we start with Wilson, 7.5 million. I think Wilson is a very important player for Newcastle. I don't think 7.5 million is justified. I think 7 million would have been okay. But to get Wilson in your team, 7.5, I don't think that is correct for me. He is a very important player for Newcastle, but I don't think this is the correct price for him. He has some injuries last season also as well, so he was out. But when he plays, he scores and he creates danger and opportunities for Newcastle to score as well. So I think that's maybe the reasoning as to why he got 7.5 million. But I think it should have been 7 million at least. And then Saint Maximum, 6.5. Very trickery, can go past players like nothing. He looks almost like Neymar. Not look like Neymar, but he goes past players like Neymar, like they're not even there. 6.5 million for him. I think that's a very good price. They moved him from a midfielder to a striker, so that's a good budget striker option there. If you want, say, maximum. And he scores goals also as well. So they even compared him to Mane, but I don't think he's not at that level yet. But he can reach that level if given some time. So 6.5, I think that's a good price for him. And then we go to Willock, a new signing. Actually, he was loaned last season to Newcastle. Had a bit of a rough start, but then close to the season, when the season was ending, then Willock started performing for Newcastle, started to go on a goal spree and getting the FPL points. So Willock was a great pick last season. Coming in at 6 million, I think that is great to have him in. He's a very good budget player you can always put into your team. So Willock, moving away from Arsenal. Don't know what is Arsenal doing there. I don't know why they sold him, because this guy could have get in those goals for Arsenal, and they just sold a very good player actually. And yeah, so then we move on to Norwich, and there's only two players I can basically talk about Norwich, and that's Cantwell and Pookie. Cantwell is coming in at 5.5. This guy is a very good budget midfielder you can always choose. He's good in attack. He's always in the box, so he will bound. He's close to scoring goals and getting the assists. So he's a very good budget midfielder if you want one. Cantwell is the guy. And then we have Pookie coming in at 6 million. Scored a lot of goals in the championship, but this is the premiership, we all know. And yeah, it's much more competitive than it is in the championship. So coming in at 6 million, that's a very good price actually to have Pookie there. And Norwich is always an attacking team. His price went down to 5.9, so but I mean still that's a good budget price for Pookie. So after the break, guys, we will tackle the rest of the other 5 teams. Got a small team in Spurs, so hopefully we'll see what players I have chosen. So see you guys after this. So guys, we are back here at FFT finishing up FPL prices. Does the players deserve their price tag, or should it have dropped? And we're tackling straight into Southampton, Ward-Prowse, the guy with the armband for the club, and he's coming in at 6.5 million. I think that's a wonderful price for a player that takes all their set pieces, corners, free kicks, even on penalties also as well. So this guy is very important to Southampton. So in FPL terms, that is what we want. And he will get a lot of points, and he's a free kick master. Definitely, I would know about that because he scored one against Manchester United and a lot of other teams. So yeah, Ward-Prowse at 6.5, I think that's very good. And then we have Shay Adams, 7 million. I think the reason as to why his price is maybe 7 million is because he had a wonderful relationship with Danny Ings, who's left to Aston Villa, and his pricing probably went up because of how they played together last season. And I think that's a good price because of the season that they had. So yes, 7 million is a very good price, and he scores goals. He's always in the box, giving those assists. But it will be a little bit different this season without Ings. But I see he has a good relationship also with Armstrong, a new signing of Southampton. So 7 million is still a good price, eh? And then we come to the little team, Spurs, and the player that I absolutely love in Spurs is Son. The guy is the most underrated player in the Premier League, probably in history also as well, because I don't think Spurs notice how good this guy actually is. He can play at the highest level, and that's how good he is. Coming in at 10 million, which is totally justified. I think Son is he's a wonderful player for me. Left foot, right foot. He can take free kicks. He's on corners. In FPL terms, that is great. He can take the penalties also as well. But I think that will obviously be with Harry Kane since he's staying at Spurs. But still, he's a shout for a free kick here and there. So, and also taking the corners for Spurs. So, there's still returns there in FPL points. So, yes, Son is a great buy at 10 million. His price went up to 10.1. So, if you don't want to miss out on FPL points with Son, get that guy immediately in. And then we have a perfect example of a guy that has dropped. His form went out of the window. He was on fire at Spurs, but most probably because of the manager changing and stuff like that. Mr. Dele Ali, 6.5 million. I think we all know Delhi was here at 8.5, 9 million, 9.5, probably the highest that Delhi Ali went. I think he can still reach those heights. There's a new coach, Nuno. Maybe Nuno will use him so much better than what Mourinho did. And I think we will see Delhi at reaching his peak once again, or getting to that level again. So I think this is also a very good price, but totally justified because the guy has dropped, so his price had to drop also as well. So 6.5 is a good buy. And then we have Mr. Harry Kane. We know what we're gonna get with Harry Kane: goals, goals, and more goals. So 12.5 million. I think that makes it a bit harder for us because we have Bruno at 12 million, we have Salah at 12.5, we have KDB at 12 million. So it's a lot of money. So you have to like choose one or two of them. You can't have every one of them, and then your team will look very much horrible. But yeah, 12.5, we know this guy is always in the top 5, top 10 FPL points. He is on fire. He left, right, and he's very much clinical. Harry Kane, Mr. Harry Kane. And he's also staying at Spurs. I thought he would have left to Man City, but hey, this is football. Things can change, eh? But and also his price has changed to 12.3, and the more it drops, the more appealing it will look for certain managers. So if his price drops below 12 million, that would be very nice for us. So and then we can get Harry Kane in, because we know what we're gonna get with him. And then we go to Watford. Not much to talk about Watford. And there is a player, Ismail Assar, at 6 million. Was very good in the championship. Got lots of goals and assists. He's very much attacking, and he was previously in the Premier League with Watford, and he performed very much well also as well. So a good player in Sa. 6 million it's a very good budget price to get you in your team, and the fixtures, it looks good also as well. So that's a potential buy there, eh? And then we have Josh King at 5.5, and we all know he was on fire at Bournemouth. And then Bournemouth went down, relegated. He played there, but this guy always gets some injuries and then he went to Everton, played a few games. He looked good, but they didn't extend that loan to a permanent deal. And now he's by Watford at 5.5. Let's hope he has a good season and we can always bring him in, because he is a dangerous player and he will probably take the penalties also as well. Now that Troy Deeney has also left Watford, so King is a very good striker, and he's clinical also as well. So now I like Josh King. And then we have West Ham, and we're gonna start with Ben Rama, and his price started at 6 million. It's now up to 6.4 million. The reason for that, basically, he's scoring goals, he's getting the assists, and he's on fire, complete fire. This guy, he struggled a bit last season, but he came good. He started to get more starts and playing more well, understanding the players that surround him. And I think this season he came out of the blocks ready to go, fired up, and I think his price will go off the chain. soon, very much soon. I think he's well on his way to 7 million. So if you don't want to miss out on Panorama, get that guy in right now before his price goes way up, and then you can't afford him. And then an underrated player, also very much in the Premier League. He was just so on fire for West Ham last season. Suchik, the guy is great in midfield. He's always in the box. He's almost like the Fellaini somehow, scoring the goals. Headers, always on headers in and always on the set pieces. So watch out for Suchik this season. I think he's gonna have another great season like last time. So, and his reaction to when Antonio missed that penalty, so quick off the mark, banging that goal again. So yeah, Suchik is a dangerous player, and he's a good buy at 6 million. And then we have Mr. Antonio. He came in at 7.5 million. His price is almost 8 million at 7.9. So if people are gonna get this guy even more in, then his price will be 8 million, guys. So don't say I didn't warn you, but get this guy in. This guy is motivated. He broke some record there at West Ham now recently, and for goal scorers or something like that. And this guy is on form right now, so get Antonio in as quickly as possible. If you don't have him, what are you doing basically? Yeah, so Antonio is the guy to go to. And then lastly we have Wolves. And we start with Traore at 6 million. I think that is so much correct. The guy is absolutely phenomenal in terms of play. His speed, for such a big guy to run at that speed, it's crazy. He's very much strong on the ball also as well. Can't get the ball easily off him. But his end product is a bit awful actually, to say the least. Like the Manchester United game, he was totally on fire, running at players. The defenders couldn't keep up with him. But you have no end product. He can't pass the ball right, and his shooting is bad. So 6 million is good for him because he's finishing his end product. If his end product was so much more better, then he would easily be 9 million or 9.5 million, because that's how good he can be. But 6 million is very much good for now. But if he starts finishing off those good work that he starts, then this guy will be a great asset in FPL terms. And last season, this guy Jimenez, it's great to see him back. The head injury was so bad. He was also at a time a great FPL asset to have. I'm just loving the fact that he's playing again and he's well. So soon probably he will be a great asset in FPL terms. He's coming in at 7.5 million, and his price went down at 7.4 million, and it's because probably Wolves' form and it hasn't been great, but the chances are there. They creating. Traore is going past players, but he's not just giving it to Jimenez right to finish it off. And these other players that's creating, but maybe when Neto comes back, that will probably be a difference to Wolves. But yeah, and that wraps up our FPL prices. Do the players deserve it? Yes or no? Do you guys agree with me? With the players that I've chosen, should their price be higher? Should their price be lower? Whatever you guys think, just hit us up in the comments. Thank you guys for always tuning in and liking our program. Please like, share, and subscribe to our program so we can make more of this. I'll see you guys back next time on FFT, Faba's Fantasy Thoughts. And I am Faba, and I'm out. See you guys.